Abyssals and Eve are a great income source for new players, but also a great way to learn the game's basic mechanics in a PvE environment, including important PvP mechanics, with a decent starting income at roughly 10 to 20 million per hour, and an insanely high ceiling at 500 million per hour. And in today's video, I will run you through the basics of Abyssals, how to run them, what fit to use as a new player, and how to sell your loot. So stay tuned as I show you all of those in the next couple of minutes. But playing alone in Eve sucks, so if you want to take part in an awesome community, fly fun ships, make some dank ISK and have genuinely a good time, with constantly people around you to hang out with. So come and join Suspect today and fight under the banner of our great supreme leader, me. So come and join our Discord today. Anyway, on with the video. Hey guys, it's me, I41. Today I'm here with a new video to teach you how to run T0 Abyssals, more or less just running you through the basics. I will upload more videos for fittings that work well and are safe, but first we got to start with the basics, because everyone has to start somewhere. To make sure that this video is actually accurate, I'm using a brand new character I just created for this, capping me at 1.3 million skill points total. Obviously, you can potentially do exactly the same if you just want to try it out using the referral link in the video description, or get yourself an additional 1 million skill points using it after creating your account if you didn't use one yet. But before we start, having you spent those skill points, let's first take a look at why we will use the frigate and why we will specifically use the Punisher. The Punisher fitting we have here will never be cap stable unless you are inside of Abyssal dead space. It is specifically made for electrical filaments, as they double your capacitor, and therefore this fitting also works with basically no skills. We are running beam lasers to get a good range and a 1MN Afterburner, so you have some speed to work as well. There will, however, be a fitting issue, but to fix that, you will find a detailed skill plan in the video description. You can paste it in game to get you in one go ready with some support skills to go along as well. This ship also comes with a lot of ammo types, because switching ammo in Eve is essential. It allows you to choose between low range and high DPS or high range and low DPS. But as always, you can find the fitting in the video description. Also thank you to Hateless Gaming, because this fitting was actually originally made by him. The ship has in total 4 ammo types: multi-frequency, your highest damage output and highest tracking ammo, but also least range. Highest tracking allows you to track better smaller targets. Standard, which is your second highest range and rather high damage. X-ray, which has more range than multi-frequency but less than standard and more DPS than standard. And microwave, which has the highest range but also the lowest DPS and tracking. Just always remember to freely switch ammo types as you go, because switching ammo on lasers doesn't take any time at all. However, you can only switch ammo as long as your guns are not shooting, so remember to turn them off to switch ammo. What are Abyssals? Abyssals are intense PvE content, where you fight either alone or with friends against NPCs in 3 rooms, and depending which filament type you use, you get different effects affecting your ship. You can check those by just checking the attributes of the filament. For these 3 rooms, you have a grand total of 20 minutes, and if the timer runs out, you die. There are 7 levels of Abyss difficulties in total, although the lowest is classified as T0 and going up to T6. Each level in difficulty increases the rewards by a factor of 2, however, you can run them in cruisers, destroyers and frigates. Cruisers will need 1 filament to run the Abyss and will receive normal rewards, while destroyers need 2 filaments, receiving the reward for running 2 filaments at once, and frigates need 3, while receiving the rewards for running 3 filaments at once. To run Abyss in frigates or destroyers, you also need to be in a fleet, at least with yourself or someone else. To activate the Abyss filament, make sure you run it in a system that is not Jita and just a few jumps away to avoid gankers. Also make sure to run them on a bookmark in the middle of space. To create a bookmark, warp to another place from where you are, press Ctrl B and hit enter somewhere in the middle of space. If you now right click in space, you can under locations warp to the bookmark you just made. You can also bookmark important systems by right-clicking in the system in the top left and hitting Save Location. You can find all your bookmarks in the Neocom menu under Personal Locations. To enter the Abyss, you will have to set your safety at least to partially disabled, also known as yellow, and right-click the filament and deploy it. Once you have done that, you just hit D and left-click on the gate icon in the middle of the big wormhole-like structure to enter the Abyss itself. The site itself is very straightforward. Shoot enemies, kill them, loot a room. The NPCs are not very hard at all, especially not in T0. The income of Abyss filaments entirely comes from the cages inside each room. with the main cage including most of the loot, while all extraction nodes contain barely any loot. If you use my overview and don't see them on your overview, just right click the cage in space. It is right next to the extraction gate and click Add Precursor Cage to Overview. To open the cage, you will need to lock it up first and shoot it. Afterwards you can loot it like any other wreck. To progress inside the abyss, you will need to activate the gate. To activate the gate, you just hit D plus left click on it like any other gate. But to be able to activate it, you will need to kill every single NPC in that room. Only after that you are able to progress. You can also enable a tactical overlay, which helps you keep better track of where the enemies are in relation to you by hitting the tactical overlay button in the bottom left next to your HP bar. You can use this to manually move by holding Q and dragging a line across your screen, by clicking once to adjust the vertical location of your destination and clicking again to confirm it. You can also just double click while holding Q to immediately set the destination there, or just double click in space to move in a direction without holding Q. The third room will lead you back to the point where you started the abyss in real space. Remember to regularly drop off your loot. You might not die in T0 abyss, as it is incredibly easy, but you want to keep a good habit for when it does get harder. Once you accumulated enough loot, it is now off to sell those items. But you get 3 types of loot. Blueprints, which are a pain to sell, and I rather suggest to collect to just build yourself maybe some fancy ships. Triglavian survey data, which you will have to sell to NPC buy orders to get the most money, and everything else which you can just sell in Jita. To find out where you can actually sell Triglavian survey data, right click the item, select show market details and check out the buy orders. You want to fly to the closest station, buying it at 100,000 ISK per unit. You can also save that location for the future as a bookmark. To sell the rest of your loot, just fly to Jita. I posted the exact station name in the video description, and sell the items there by just right clicking, sell items and set it to immediate. Most of your ISK are coming from the survey data anyway, so that is extra, but if your items are at minus 40% regional average, you can remove them from the sell order and just manually list them on the market. But this is the basics of how to run Abyss. I hope you enjoyed the video and try it out yourself. It is a very decent start activity, not too cost intensive and a lot of fun. I will make more videos on how to run them with friends, so keep your eyes open for them. Anyway, this is all from me. If you did like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. If you do need help, just write a comment under the video or DM me on Discord. I will answer you even if it might be a bit slow. I get a lot of questions recently, so please be a bit kind in that regard. Also, anyhow, hope to see you next time, as you can find a whole playlist of video guides on a lot of different activities in EVE, including PvP, so go ahead and check them out as well.